Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Monogatari Off and Monster Season episode number 1 reaction. So it is back after a long time and oh my god, I'm so happy. I've always wanted the Off and the Monster Season to get an adaptation and it's finally here. And from the looks of it, obviously I think it's going to be adapting up until I think obviously we're getting Nadeko Monogatari, Oroka Monogatari. I think we're also getting Waza Monogatari as well, and I think Shinobu Monogatari as well. So I don't know if there's something else. There's also another which I'm not really sure when they'll adapt, and maybe they'll adapt it within this, which is Musubi Monogatari. But I'm not 100% sure where that will be. And anyways, I haven't really read the light novel. I know I just know the names of the books that are going to come after this. So I'm very much excited. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen. I think, as I've heard, this is like the story of the girls after, Aragi's story has ended, but this is the story for the girls. And obviously, I'm very much excited for Waza Monogatari and Shinobu Monogatari whenever those two are going to come, because obviously I'm a huge Shinobu fan. And oh my god, I dreamed of this day when Monogatari will come back and when I'll be able to react to it. And oh my god, this is so good. Like, this year has been amazing. There's so many shows that came back and are coming back, which are like in my top lists, and I can react to them finally. Yeah, it's just so good. Anyways, I'm very much excited to see what happens. And obviously this is Monogatari, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I rewatched the final, I rewatched Owari, Owari 2, Zoku, all that again to remind myself back of what happened. And oh my god, every single rewatch I do of Monogatari, I learn more things and I understand more plot. And every single time, it's just baffling to see the subtleties in dialogue that the anime has been able to convey. And obviously, props to them, because it's difficult to adapt the light novel to anime, and I've heard that the light novel has so much more. Unfortunately, I don't have time to read light novels, but I do plan on reading light novels later. And the one light novel that I'll probably start will probably be Monogatari. Anyways, I'm just babbling about this. I'm going to end it. I'll talk about all of these in the discussion section, but let's watch it first. Episode number 1. Let's begin. This is, I think, like a big episode, like a 35 minute episode or something. So yeah, let's get started. Also, another thing I need to mention before, since this is Monogatari, I might not be able to react that much because I'll be paying concentrating on the subtitles, because you guys know what what type of show this is. You have to be very careful with the subtitles and properly understand everything. But I'll try my best to react while watching it, just like I do. But if I'm not able to speak that much, you'll understand it's because I'm trying to concentrate. And obviously, I'll do my discussion section. I'll talk about everything there. Anyways, let's get started. So, episode number 1 reaction. I will be putting the subtitles and the timer over here. Sync the subtitles to your video, to the original video, and watch it alongside my reaction. And let us get started. So, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. All right, Onoroki-chan is oh my god. Got that. 6 months. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh wow. Right, that is how much Maelstrom. Okay. Abominable. Ooh. Well, episode 1, Oroka Monogatari. Okay. Oh, is this Arage's car, isn't it? Oh, there he is. Oni-chan. Hey, yo. Look at him. Okay, that's nice. Happy ice cream. Right. Yeah, that makes sense, obviously. The dark, yeah, the darkness and I've living past February. Okay. Right. This is her, makes sense, punching bags and everything. Oh no. Whoa. Well, it's an advanced plushie, you know. It has. Yeah, it's there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Freeloading. Yeah, I was going to say, because she's a phoenix. So. Hmm. And Kagenui won't be happy. Oh. She's going to U-turn back, I think. She's going to U-turn back. I can. Yep. Oh wait. What is that? Oil. Oh. A. Oh, okay, calm down. Okay, this girl is crazy. Like Araki has said this before as well. Like Suki is absolutely insane. Dolmen, what is it? Oh god. Damn. Oh no 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 no. Um. Wow. Oh no. Well. You're the one who's scary. Like I said. Well, I guess in a way. Yeah, what is this, fate? Oh. Yeah, first time in life, okay. Mm. And she was almost going to do it. Burn the whole house down. Yeah, it's you. Oh god. Hmm. Um. Oh God. I think she's gonna say, "Let me come with you" or something. Let's see. There you go. She's gonna say like, "Let me come with you." Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, she's one of the fire sister. Her justice, like. Yeah. What is it? Oh God. She's like, yeah. This is like a whole. Wow. Mysterious girl. Is a okay. Justice. Wow. The fire sisters. Hmm. Wow. Uh, Oh, did she? Oh my God. Hmm. Damn. Oh God. Yeah, she's writing manga nowadays. Well. Hmm. Yeah. How? Okay. She's cute, damn it. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, you are a vampire? Hmm. Damn. Hmm, that's nice. Hmm. Yeah. Mangaka. Right. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, what the slug? I forgot the name of the thing. Yeah, slug to yeah. Yep. How do you put that to use? Like, okay, let's see. Residual image of the. Ah, that's how. But how will she give it to you? Hmm. Well, nobody knows where he is. Wow. Yeah, maybe salt or something, I don't know. Oh, but that's going to. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Hmm. What, slug? Oh. Yeah, okay. The handprints are still there. True. Mm, I yeah, I was gonna say. Wow, they're using their character designs. That's funny. I see. Reproduce it over to the. Hmm. 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 Yeah. Okay. Damn. Well, obviously she's a at least aspiring mangaka, so she's going to do all the procedures and everything. Well, no, you know. Hmm. Okay. Now they go with you. Wish for sure. Oh yeah. Yeah. Uh. Oh my. Yeah. The sweet, the particles are all. All right, here we go. Maho Shoujo Ononoki-chan. Okay. Wow. Yo, she has a Naginata. That's a Naginata, isn't it? Hey, yo, calm down. Hello? Okay. I will. Yeah. Kitchen. Okay. What? Oh, there you go. Like I said, solved. Hmm. Well, yeah, it's slug, so it'll work. Obviously. In ACL. Oh god. Yeah, is it because it's over there? Ah, nice. Yeah. I feel like, oh no, I feel like, and she'll be like, yeah, I'm gone. Yeah. Oh my god. What? Oh no. Yeah, things are not going to go that easy. Purpose of life. Yep. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. What it means to live. Yeah. Unlike a phoenix, because they never die, I guess, because they just come back. Hmm. Oh. Oh, got it. She messes. Oh no, it's out of it. I need one finger. Oh lord. Oh my god, what the hell is this? Oh, yeah. I see, that's why. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's oil. Right. Oh, is that why it's... Oh my god. Yeah, oh god. And flames. And then since she's a corpse, damn, she is screwed. Oh, I'm- oh no. Oh no, the salt is... Without no, she's immortal. Yeah. Well, she's his sister. Hmm. Will someday be dealt with. Damn. Not my feelings. Yeah, she's like, I never realized that I had. Oh, I feel like Suki is going to... Whoa, wait. Is it because it was a sketch? Oh, our goddess is here. Our local god is here. My Nissan. Wow. Nice. That's why she... Yes. True, I guess. That's how it works. Where's Suki? Hmm. That's interesting because this it can draw a parallel to Sukihi as well. She was focusing on her being a phoenix. Nice. Come, Ashton. uh, oh, there she is. Hmm. Yeah, I guess. Hmm. Hmm. Wouldn't be a surprise first. Oh, damn. Damn. Yeah, the puns, the wordplay. Okay. New findings. Hmm. Oh, she forgot. Okay. Yeah. Is it because trauma? Oh, okay. Makes living life difficult. Yeah, like, isn't this the main reason why? Oh my god, that is crazy. Wow. So I was gonna say, like, wouldn't this like make her like split personality, like self purification? I think for women. Wow. Even like mental lacks the ability to learn. That is why. Wow, that is crazy. Accumulated. And this continues as a cycle. Wow. So she never learns from her mistake. Intriguing. That's why she said, I need to observe her more. Okay. Right. Inevitable life cycle has come into national treasure. Oh no, don't, please. She's gonna do this. Stop, she's gonna come back again. Stop it. Yeah. Wow. Ice cream. Okay. You're the same because you know. Okay. Alright, this is the ending. Let's see. This is obviously Yoasobi, so. Okay. I've heard a little bit of the song, but not the full, like ending song, so. Okay, yeah, this is a banger. Demon or a snake. And the slug you can see. Okay, there you go. That was the first episode. As always, we're back with the Monogatari style storytelling. Amazing dialogue, amazing like imagery, visuals, and perfect. This is just as good as I remember. Obviously, Shaft is animating this, and they're impeccable with the Monogatari style. So it is absolutely just perfect. And now one thing I was a little bit concerned about was the translation subtitles, because Monogatari has very subtle and very important. The subtitling, the translation is very important, because there's so many word plays, there's so many puns, there's a lot of things that gets lost in translation. But so I was kind of concerned about whether they'll be able to do it properly or not, because to be honest, nowadays I've seen a lot of subtitles which take so much liberties in translating that it completely ruins the dialogue. Like, what the characters are saying is not translated at all. They do whatever the hell they like with the subtitling. There's a few shows I have seen like that, so I was concerned if something like that happens here. I feel like that would have completely ruined the experience. But good thing is that the subtitling, the translation is absolutely fantastic. At least with my little knowledge of Japanese, by what I can hear and understand, I didn't find any inconsistencies in the subtitling, and they even tried to properly translate the different word plays and puns, which is one of the best things that Monogatari does. The word play and the way they the puns that they make. That is one of the best things that this show does, and it's so important. And it's not just making it's not just haha funny wordplay kind of thing. Sometimes the wordplay is very important because it plays a very big role in the story as well. So that is why I feel like I was kind of concerned whether everything will be okay in that department. It's fine. At least I didn't find any kind of inconsistencies in the translation. With my very major knowledge of Japanese, a little bit that I can understand, I didn't find any inconsistencies. People who know proper Japanese and can speak and understand will probably be able to give a better answer to whether the translation is okay or not. But at least I felt the translation was fine, and they even, like I said, they even tried properly translating the wordplay and the pun as well, by properly explaining the different terms and meanings. I saw that, that was very good, and I like that. So the one fear that I had, thankfully, I think it's okay. I think it's fine. It's okay. And yeah, there you go. Other than that, everything else is as good as always. Like I said, the visuals looks fantastic. This is 2024. Animation and everything has improved a lot from back then, but we still have the Shaft style of animating and everything, bright colors, weird things happening on screen, so that's still there, with updated visuals. It's perfect. I very much enjoyed it, and as always, the voice acting is perfect as well, so there you go. So in that department, it gets full points. So I think visuals, translation, animation, all gets full points from me. Now the story, obviously this is Monogatari, so I knew the story will be good, and yeah, it has started off in a very interesting way. So obviously, as we know that Ononoki has been tasked with keeping an eye on Tsukihie, and she's living here, so apparently she messed up while eating ice cream that Araragi brought her, and Tsukihie saw that, and then this whole shenanigan begins, and she said that, oh, I'm actually a Mahou Shoujo. And Tsukihie was like, alright, then let me go with you. So basically, Ononoki was planning to be like, oh, I'm a magical girl, I fight for justice and all that. And then she thought this was probably her plan. She was like, I'm going to say that and I'm going to leave. and then I'm going to suddenly come back and be like, oh, I've defeated the enemy, goodbye, and then she'll dip. I thought that was her original plan, but obviously this is Suki we're talking about. So she's like, no, I'm going to go and help you out with this. At which the problem gets even more complicated, as Omonoki says, that, you know, Araragi Tsukihii is a type of character who is always at the middle of the maelstrom that is happening, you know. And since she messed up like this, now she is making more trouble of the situation. So obviously Omonoki cannot really say anything in this situation, so she was like, alright, I need a plan. What plan? She goes to Nadoko and asks for help and brings the slug in. And her plan, now the second part of her plan was like, alright, I'm going to keep the slug over there, you know, I'm going to make her seem as if she found the slug, and then I'm going to destroy the slug, and then I'm going to be like, okay, job done, we saved the world, thank you Araragi Tsukihii, you were an integral part of maintaining world peace. I'll go back to, you know, like where I belong. So, and then she would, you know, like just go away. That was her plan, the second part of her plan. But again, things doesn't go as expected, as she says. And turns out the slug had fire powers because, you know, like Nadeko did such a great job with the, like, you know, screen tone and everything. And her being a corpse, she's weak to fire, and then she has vegetable oil all over her. So, and then again, she probably would have been able to do it as well if she was able to throw the salt on it, but Suki comes and tries to save her, which messes it up even more, and she's like, oh my god, this is bad, you know. So in the end, Hachiguji comes in and saves them. Obviously our new local god Hachiguji Mayuri comes in, saves her, and yeah. So now the last part, you know, this is one thing I need to discuss. The last part was very interesting because we actually get to know the reason why Tsukihii is just so wild. Because obviously, this is something that I remember Araragi said this as well when Karen and Tsukihii was introduced. He said something like, even though Karen is like the, you know, like the hyperactive, like, you know, like kind of like, you know, like sister, and she, like, you know, she's very active, she's always like, you know, like very hot-blooded and everything, you know. However, she's the sanest one, because Tsukihii, even though she is very calm, very nice, very like, you know, all smiley and everything, when she snaps, and she has this weird eccentric way of, like, you know, just being like, you know, like just this, like, you know, her degree of craziness is insane. So I remember Araragi said that Suki is the one you have to be very careful about, and it is true, you know, as we can see here as well. And we actually get to know the reason behind this. It's not really a reason, but it's one of the, I guess you could say, they kind of explained it properly here. The reason why she's always like this is because she's a phoenix, and it's very interesting. So Ononoki says the reason why she always repeats the same thing and, like, you know, makes the same mess and, you know, never learns from her mistake is because when she messes up, obviously, how do people learn? You know, by making mistakes. You know, obviously, if you never have never made any mistake, you know, and you suddenly make a mistake, you won't be able to accept it properly because you've never made any mistakes before, and this is the first time you're actually facing consequences, you know. And if you have not faced consequences before, if you suddenly get subjected to it, you'll be like, why is this happening to me? You know, that kind of thing. And that is why it is very important when you fail, when you make mistake, you learn. That's why when a baby falls down, you know, he or she gets hurt, and they cry, and then they learn that, okay, like, falling down will make me, you know, like, give me pain. So they learn how to properly not fall down again, or, you know, be careful more. You know, that is how people, like, you know, kids learn. You know, Tsukihii's situation is not like that. And the reason behind it is the phoenix. So if she makes a mistake, if she, like, you know, gets, like, you know, into situations like this where she gets a very hard lesson and it becomes like a source of trauma or something for it, source, like, you know, trauma being obviously like a wound, a mental wound, and the phoenix being a phoenix, it heals her. So her mental wound also gets automatically healed alongside her physical wounds. So she wakes up and she doesn't have that, like that thing in her. She never learns from her mistake, and she repeats it again, that kind of thing. And that's why she's always like this, like this eccentric, never learning from her mistakes, and just always this boisterous kind of character, so and that is so interesting because I never thought about that. And wow, that is crazy. So that is the reason behind Sukihi being like this. It's not just because she's like an eccentric character. There's a deeper meaning, like a reasoning behind, why she's like this. And wow, that is so interesting. And Ononoki says that I never knew this before, and since I know this now, it's very interesting. I need to observe her even more. And it's so hilarious because she was literally talking about Suki not learning from her mistakes and repeating the same mistakes, and Onuki does literally the same thing after that. She's like, all right, this time, she's gone to school. Let me eat the ice creams that Aragi has brought me, and she had like the stock of ice creams with her. And she was going to eat it, and then again Suki makes a U-turn, comes back, and Onoki's like, God damn it, part 2 of being a magical girl. And and it's very interesting because, like I said, we were focusing on Sukihi being a phoenix. That is why her like mental like wounds getting healed. That's why her not learning. So I do wonder the reason why Onoki made the same mistake. Maybe it's because she is a corpse, because she's also in a kind of a similar situation, like not exactly similar, but that kind of thing. But I don't know, maybe not, but it's just, maybe it was just her being silly. But yeah, she repeats the same mistake herself as well. And now it's part 2 of being a magical girl. Oh boy, I do wonder what she's going to do now. The first time it was a slug. Now what is she going to do? How is she going to convince Sukihi? So next episode probably we're going to see what happens. Yeah, so that was like that was the thing, and that was the very interesting thing. The final part, that was very interesting, getting to know more about Suki in that fashion. And another character we get to learn a little bit more about here and what she's doing, which is Nadeko, Sengoku Nadeko. She is doing her manga, and she is trying her best to get the like get her illustrations and stuff outside, like they get a publisher to that thing, but she is she has not been able to get any result up until now, but she's still trying. She uploads her works on the internet, and it's a work in progress, which is good, obviously. And she says a very interesting thing here. She says, like, I'm glad the world is not easy, and this is where like Ononoki says something. Where is that part? This part is very interesting. I'm very glad this world is not such an easy place to live in. And Ononoki says that the sweet girl who was indulged, even candied, made the statement. And we can see here the illustrations with the Kompeito, I think they're called, aren't they? Those candies in the background. Those are Kompeito, aren't they? With the little sparkles falling, and those sparkles being like sugar, I think. Okay, the sweet girl who was indulged, even candied, made that statement. And you can see from her from her page, the particles are going down into the trash. So basically a symbolism of the sweetness, like just falling down into the trash, thing. So the interesting part here is, where's that part where Ononoki kind of gives an analysis of that part, or where did that part go? That part, I need to read that part a little bit. Okay, I cannot find it. Where is that part? The part where Ononoki talks about how, like, okay, you know what, when I'm going to do the detailed discussion, scene by scene discussion, I'll find that part, and then I'll discuss it. Oh no, here we go. I think I found it. Okay, at the root of the statement is, that's right, it's the purpose of life, so to say. Okay, an entitled life where everything goes your way would make you lose sight of whether you're alive or simply dreaming. True? You know. Yeah, and no matter how fortunate your life is, living with complaints and harboring discontent or uneasiness is not because you're very avaricious, but simply because you don't have a solid sense of your purpose in life without such discontent or uneasiness. That is so interesting. So basically, Oronoki says here, the reason why Nadeko said something like that, oh, I'm glad the world is not a good place, such an easy place, because as we've seen up until now, Nadeko's main thing was people babying her, as she said, like, people, like, always called her cute, always said, like, oh, she's such a nice girl, this and that, and she used to play along with it, make sure that she doesn't disappoint anyone, keep that persona up, this and that, like, that whole thing, so, and for her the world was easy, so that's why Onoku is saying, for a girl like that who had her world easy for her, she was living her life as if she was in a dream and she didn't have any type of purpose, so having, like, problems, messing up, doing, like, making mistakes and recovering from it, all of these things are very important, because having those in life will mean you don't have a purpose, or you're not sure about your purpose, and like, that'll make you where's that part, living with complaints and harboring discontent or uneasiness is not because you're avaricious, but simply because you don't have a solid sense of purpose in life without such discontent or uneasiness. That is why you seek a purpose in life, and that is why you seek a purpose. So for Nadeko, up until then, she got, as she said, like, she got, like, everything, like, the world was nice to her and everything, so she didn't have a purpose like that. She just, like, just went along with the flow and just, like, just waddled around, everyone praised her and she was like, haha, like, nice, and that kind of thing. So she hated that herself as well, which we know from her story. From her arc, we know that she herself hated that, because she had no purpose in her life because of that. So having uneasiness, having, like, discontent and all of these things, makes you, makes it that you have not found your purpose, and you are not, like, or at least you're still trying to find your purpose. That is why those type of things are very important, because unless and until you have them, you will not seek a purpose in life. And obviously, what is the reason of life? One of the reasons of a life is seeking a purpose, what you want to do, how you want to live your life, that kind of thing. So unless and until you do that, your life will be incomplete. So up until now, Nadeko didn't have a purpose, but now that she is facing these problems, that is why she says, like, I'm glad the world is not easy. That is why, which kind of shows that she is now at least trying to seek a purpose in life, which is very important, that kind of thing. Okay, you seek a suitable difficulty for your life. Well, I say all that so convincingly, but as someone who has long since died, it's a feeling that I cannot comprehend at all. I trace over all the words, but it doesn't strike a chord in my... Okay, so yeah, there you go. So that was the important part that I wanted to discuss. That's very interesting. So yeah, there you go. That is basically Suki, and sorry, why did I call her Suki? Nadeko. And Sengoku Nadeko, now that she's seeing the difficulty in life, she's like, I'm glad the world is not an easy place, because at least now she's trying to find her purpose, which obviously is writing, like, drawing manga, and like that thing. Now she has this at least. So that kind of thing. So it's good to see, like, Nadeko has been able to change, or is at least trying to change, and in the process of changing and trying her best, because it's very interesting, because honestly speaking, like, I've watched Monogatari a lot, a lot of times I've rewatched it and everything, like the first few times I watched Monogatari, when I wasn't that accustomed with anime, like, like I had seen fair bit of anime, and then I watched Monogatari, and obviously, like I said, each time you watch Monogatari, you learn something more. I never really liked Nadeko, you know, for the first one or two or three times I watched it and rewatched it, and then little by little, as more and more I kept rewatching it, and more I went through Sukihi's like story with the whole Kuchinawa thing, and later on with Kaiki, like countering Nadeko, in Koi Monogatari, that whole thing. The more and more I rewatched those sections, the more and more I understood her, and I realized that her situation, and yeah. So obviously, I'm glad that she is able to find a purpose in life, or at least she's trying to find a purpose in life. Because I remember one thing so clearly, like this is something that Kaiki said, that why are you so like fixated on Araki? Is getting his love that important for you? Is that your purpose of life? No, it's not. Draw manga. Isn't that what you want to do? Just don't think about Araki. He doesn't reciprocate your love. Fine. It's good, because let someone else take care of a character like him. You're free. So do your thing, find your purpose. I remember that. I don't exactly remember the correct wording, but he said something like that. I remember, obviously, because Kaiki and Araki never looked eye to eye, so I remember that very clearly, like Kaiki literally saying that, oh, he doesn't like you. It's good. It's actually really great that he doesn't like you. Someone else will be burdened with him. You do your own thing. And I remember the Kaiki saying something like that. It was hilarious. But I remember that, and obviously Sukihi now, I'm not really sure exactly what her stance on Aragi is now. I think obviously she probably just think of Aragi as a as a nice guy now, the whole affection and all that part which was there back in the first few seasons of Monogatari, after becoming the god, and after Koi Monogatari, after Kaiki completely countering her and just giving her a sense of purpose. I don't know, at least now I think that she has changed. She has her focus is at least not on Aragi now. She probably still likes him, but I don't think she's going to do this still, she's not going to be as crazy as she was before with the whole thing. But anyways, yeah, it's nice to see her, at least trying to find a purpose and doing something for herself. Right, because up until now, all the things that she did was to please others. So at least now she's doing something for herself, which is very important. So okay, that was that. And another thing I want to talk about is the little appearance of Hachiguchi. It's nice to see her, because for a long moment we didn't know where she was. We thought that she died, and then obviously she came back during Maui Hell, I think. Yeah. In Owari 2, was it Owari 2? Yeah, Owari 2. And then she comes back over here, and it's nice to see her again, because there's a long amount of time we didn't get to see her. So she's back again, and she's the local god now, which is very nice, and she's doing her job perfectly. We did get to see a little bit of Aragi here, at least his silhouette, and that's it. And I doubt we'll be seeing Aragi that much. We'll probably be seeing him here and there now and then, because obviously this isn't his story anymore. But I think the off-season stories aren't really Aragi related, but I think the monster season stories, there are a few of them where Aragi is there, isn't it? As far as I know, I'm not really sure, but I think at least the off-seas we won't be seeing Aragi that much. But I don't know, in Wazamonogatari is a story of Shinobu. Oh, as far as I know, Wazamonogatari is a story of Shinobu's past. So I don't think Aragi will be there as well. Maybe we'll see him here and there. Because I was going to say, whenever there's Shinobu related parts come in, Aragi will definitely be there, because Shinobu is with Aragi in his shadow. So anything related to Shinobu comes out, Aragi will be there. But I think as far as I know, Wazamonogatari is a past story of Shinobu. So if that's the case, Aragi won't really be there. He will probably be there at the beginning or maybe at the end or something. We'll get to see a glimpse of him, but that's it. So, most of the episodes, I don't think we'll be seeing Aragi that much. Little cameo here and there, maybe, like this. So, yeah. Either way, and that was today's episode, the first episode. Absolutely fantastic start. I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. I'll discuss most of the stuff, but let me see if I missed anything. The first scene we get to see Ononoki explaining how Tsukihi is just that girl who's just always there in the middle of everything. Whenever something happened in this town, Aragi Tsukihi was involved basically every single time. She's always at the center of Maelstrom. She says Kachu and Kachu, so I'm guessing obviously another wordplay. One means Maelstrom and the other means flame, and flame obviously she's related to flame because she's a phoenix, so that's a good wordplay kind of thing. Okay, the Shidano bird is dancing at the center of the flame, Okay, so that is how Onoki starts the story. And then she talks about how Aragi has brought him her ice cream, and she eats the ice cream, or she's trying to eat the ice cream, and Tsukihi does a U-turn and comes back. And she's like, I've always thought something is weird, so I decided to just take a U-turn and come back and see what's going on, And yeah, what's this that I see? My plushie is eating ice cream. Okay, so basically she was always very much suspicious. So one day she probably thought, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go outside, go to school, and then make a U-turn and come back immediately and see if something is amiss. And exactly that's what he did, and she saw Onoki eating ice cream. And Onoki's like, oh no, crap. And she just freezes and she falls down like this. And Suki's like, you literally, I saw you eating ice cream. Pretending to be a doll won't do now. I know what you are, And she goes up, tries to pull her hair, squeeze her cheek and everything, and trying to make her react at least. Right, and she tries her best. She's flinging her around, doing some crazy things and trying to bring a reaction out of her. So then finally she's like, all right, you know what? It's not working. Let me do something else. She douses her in oil, brings a matchstick. You know what? Like I said, it's so interesting because now we realize why she does these weird things and these crazy things that nobody would think of. Who thinks of dousing something in oil and trying to burn it with the risk of burning your whole house down and starting a whole fire, to prove that, this kind of thing. This is the mentality of someone who has never, done a mistake and reaped its consequences. Because all the consequences that she reaps of making mistakes, it gets healed by the phoenix. So she never learns from her mistake. Because when someone learns from her mistake, the wound that mistake inflicts on it, that makes the person learn that, oh, I shouldn't do this, probably. That never happens to her because the phoenix heals it for her. And she never remembers anything. And that's why she's this crazy even in this age. She has no sense of what you should do and what you should not do because she's never she's never reaped any consequences. She has done a lot of mistakes, but all the wounds that the mistakes make on her mentally gets automatically healed, so she never learns from her mistake. That's why she's still like this, like an overgrown kid, that kind of thing. That is so interesting because, because we've seen Suki like that, but we've never thought anything about it until today's episode, where in the end Onoki literally explained this is why she does stuff like this. It's because of the phoenix. Okay, anyways, so she's she brings a flame, and oh my god, the flame gets off of her hand, and because it kind of burns her hand, so she kind of throws it away, and it was going to burn her whole house down, but Onoki comes and stops it. And because obviously, she brings it very close to her eyes, but she's a corpse, nothing's going to work on her. But when she herself burns herself and it was almost going to burn down the whole house, Onoki had to move then. So she moved and stopped the thing, And then Suki's like, I got you. Okay, so Onoki's like, I need to think of a backstory. So her backstory is basically, as she says, I am Ononoki, so you're the magical girl of justice who came to this world from a different dimension to defeat a monster. You turned your existence into just a soul to pass through the oh my god, dimensional wall. Oh god. And you needed an object to place your soul into, and you possessed my doll. So that's her story. Okay, and Suki's like, oh wow, that's amazing. I never really believe anyone, but I'll believe you. Okay, so anyway, so Ononoki's like, okay, so I'm going to go and do my battle now, then I'll leave and make your doll turn back into a doll. Goodbye. She tries to leave, but Ononoki comes in, Suki comes and stops her. And she's like, oh, like, I am one of the Fire Sisters, or, ex-Fire Sisters. My justice is overflowing. I'm going to help you out. Because I have so much justice in me that hearing that such a horrible threat is going to come, and I'm going to just sit down and do nothing? Obviously not. I cannot leave this whole situation be. I'll help you out, in this fight for justice and saving the world or whatever. It must be fate that you possessed my doll. You don't have to be so modest. Oh my god. Right, so Onoki's like, yeah, this is not good. Anyways, so later after that, Onoki goes to Nadeko to get more information and get more help from her. So she goes and she's like, oh, I'm here, the Maho Shoujo of Justice. Okay, so at that point, Nadeko was like sketching, doing her thing, like Onoki tells everything to her, and Nadeko's like, okay, so as expected of Suki. And then she says, like, I barely leave the house nowadays, I'm just here, so how can I help you, in this situation? I don't even have Kuchinawa with me. Okay, so here she kind of talks about herself a little bit. She says how everything is okay in school. She's heard from Suki, and Onoki comments that, oh, so interesting. So Suki has been keeping an eye out on her school as well. Okay, so Onoki was going to say like go to school, but here you can see Onoki kind of thinks like maybe let her do what she wants. She's just doing her manga, and she's having like like a good time here. So maybe there's no real need to force her to go to school. She's finally able to do what she herself wants to, and nobody's forcing her, or she doesn't have to keep a pretense on. Anyways, so Onoki's like, alright, so I need your help. Basically, I need the apparition within you, the other one. And for a moment, I actually forgot. I was like, wait, what other apparition did she have in her? Because I was like, wait a minute, the only person I remember having multiple apparitions within her was Hanekawa. With the cat, the tiger, and all that. I'm like, wait, did Nadeko have something like that? I was thinking. And then she's like, oh, the one that Kaiki, put in you, the slug tofu. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. He did do that. Okay, so obviously Nadeko's like, how are you going to pull it out? And Nadeko says, should I change it into my school swimsuit? For a moment, I was like, wait, what? What is she saying? Then I remembered, because this is the first time, like, they've exorcised the snake from her. She had to do that. Obviously Oshino told, like, that was the whole process. I remember, that whole thing. And Kanbaru was also there with Arabi. I remember that in season 1. So anyways, Onoki says, like, no, you don't have to do that. That was Oshino Meme's, way of doing things. I don't do that. Okay, where's that part? I'll omit procedures of that nature. We don't really have that much time. And now I was like, wait, you can omit that? And she's like, wait, what did I go through that in Bakemonogatari then? And Onoki says, like, I'm different from Big Brother on Oshino. I'm not too particular about arrangements. There you go. I'm down to earth, type only focuses on the result. Anyways, so she's like, draw the slug tofu, I can like, properly then bring it out. And so she's like, you don't have to draw a whole manga about it, just draw the character design. And she's like, okay, let me do that. And she like properly starts doing it, like does a rough sketch, does the screen tone and everything. And Onoki's like, damn, you're just going to just like draw like just a sketch, but no, she's a professional, or at least aspiring to be a professional, so she's and here Nadeko talks about how she's trying to get a publisher, but for now it hasn't produced any result. So she has be putting it on the internet. Here we go. I've published anonymously in an internet community too. So wait, the name of it is Nadeko with you. Wait, so Wish for Shoujo Women magazine author, giant panda lover, Nadeko with you. Oh, only 1 heart. Like a fair amount of people are reading it, I think. Yeah. Okay, but the reception wasn't very good. Okay. Alright, so here they talk about a few things. She's like, Onoki's like, oh, you have a computer? And she's like, no, I have game consoles, and now you can do it with that as well. Anyways. And this is where she's like, like the world isn't easy, and Nadeko says like, yeah, the world isn't easy. I'm glad, for that. I'm so glad about that. And like I kind of discussed about this in before, so I'm not going to repeat all of that, but obviously like basically what she's saying, what Ononoki said here is that, yeah, the fact that up until now everyone just like like candied her, like and just like made her like, oh, you're such a nice girl, you're such a and she used to keep a pretense of that and just go along with it. That made for someone who gets everything like that, they never try to find a purpose in life. But going through mistakes, falling down, getting up again, makes someone at least like try to find their purpose in life, which is something that she needed, and now she's able to do that. And that's why she's saying I'm glad the world isn't easy. For someone who has for whom the world was easy up until now, she's glad that it isn't now, so that she can find her purpose and properly work for her thing. Anyways, so yeah, after that she does the sketch, and then in the like we get to see Suki with her Naginata ready. Like Ononoki comes in and Suki's like flailing around her Naginata, and Ononoki's like, god damn it, this girl scares me. Anyways, so they brought salt with them as well, 2 salt salt shakers with salt in them, and there you go. So basically the plan is, as Ononoki says, that she has like put the sketch underneath the sand. So she says like, I'm gonna go there, and she's like, Suki, you go from there, sprinkle salt on the sand pit. So her plan is like, that's going to bring out the slug, she is going to destroy the slug, exercise it, and she would be like, job done, I'm going to go, bye bye, thank you so much for your help, something like that. That was her plan. So here you can see one thing I forgot to discuss here. There's one thing that Onoki says here as well. Where's that part? Okay, though she is unaware, she's an immortal monster and eternal phoenix. It transfers from person to person, takes on the person to person, and likely nestles up to humanity until humanity perishes. It's the only one and such apparition that has such timelessness. So, a phoenix. I do have a time when I lived as a human, though I don't have any memories of it. Right. So I have a solid sense of what it means to die and what it means to live, which is true. As she says, she did live once, so she has a proper understanding of what death is. Similarly, Aragi and Shinobu, as she says, okay, I know that life is fleeting, there's nothing in death. Devilish Big Brother and X-Kiss Shot both know the difference between life and death, because they also went through death and all that. But what about the Phoenix? That is true. She never went through that. Yeah, she has no. Okay. I don't want an eternal life. Even if it was limited, I want to fulfill my life as a human. Well, that's heroic narcissism. But how do such lines resonate with those who have eternal life? Yeah, true. Um, how brutally, how insultingly would it resonate? Yeah, for someone who has eternal life, who has never. Right. Anyways, okay, that one part I forgot to mention. Anyways, the slug comes out after that. She might see surprisingly success as a manga artist or as a specialist. Okay, wait, a few things they kind of show here. Let me read. Wait a minute. Slug God regret. Slug Tofu hindsight is always 2020. Break brother Kaiki is not out of. Okay, I need only one finger. Right. So Omonoki comes in, exercises it. Suki has fallen down from the swing, and she's like, "Good job, Suki. We did it. Thank you for help." But then the slug comes out again. Right. So here you can see. Okay, so the slug breathes flame. Onoki tries to save Suki. Okay, Suki Arage's true form is a Shidano bird. So bathing in the slug flames won't really kill her. Okay, but it's not a good thing for her to know her identity, which is true. I see. So she protected her because she was like, she shouldn't let her know her identity, because if she bursts in flame and she's still fine, Suki will be like, wait a minute, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, who am I? That kind of thing. She'll understand her true identity, or at least have an understanding of what she is. So that is why she did that. She protected her, and she says, Onoki says, I'm a corpse, so I'm really weak against fire. So taking that fire didn't help, and also the fact that she was doused in oil. Okay, so she also explains how the slug suddenly got like fire breathing powers. So basically, Nadeko gave like it more depth. She did the scream tone and everything, and applied like the engraving a fire pattern. That's how it got the flame power, because that was Nadeko's creation like that. If Nadeko just made like a normal, like a very rough sketch of it, like just like this, and just gave it to her, it probably would have been very weak type of slug and could have been defeated. But she put extra effort into it, and that's why it's extra tough to defeat. And it literally has like flame breathing powers, which is obviously one weakness of Ononoki. Especially since she's doused in oil now. Why is her technique so unnecessarily skilled? Okay, so yeah, she tells how this is like worse compatibility with her, and she says, "Is this what it means to be involved with Aragi Tsukihi?" And anyway, she's like, "All right, let me use the salt and destroy it." But when she was going to do it, Tsukihi just jumps in, saves her, and just topples over the salt, and there you go. That plan is down the drain, So. Without thinking of consequences, she went out of control as usual, without knowing that I am a corpse. If it was as if it was unexpected, she throws out her own life, which is so similar to Aragi, as she explains later. It's just like Koyomi Aragi. Yeah, every action Suki Aragi makes, thinking it was for the best, every single one had perfectly backfired. And she's like, Aragi, like Suki herself is like an air turbulence, and she's like, anyways, I need to do something about this. So she's like, okay, let me do something. She's like, even if I get burned, even if Aragi Suki gets burned, she'll be fine. She won't die. I'm a corpse. Like, I probably will be okay as well. And maybe someday Gain will, who will sense this, will exercise it. So as a corpse, I won't cause any trouble. I fulfill my base duty as a spy, Anyways, and she says, I'm logically thinking of all of that, but still my body moves. I don't want to die, and I feel scared. So she's running from the slug. She's almost going to get defeated. But then my Hachiguchi comes in and just closes it. There you go. And Hachiguchi's like, hey, I'm here. Your local god is here. And that is not like you, Onoki. And she says all you need to do is just use a flat surface and just, she's at the end of the day, it's just a drawing. You do it like that. And Onoki's like, yeah, it was me who was giving more depth and thinking too much about this situation, which is so interesting because, again, like I said, while reacting, you can draw a parallel with this to Tsukihi's situation. So basically, okay, where did it go? Okay, here it is. It all started with a piece of paper. The fabricated setting that a magical girl of justice was defeating a monster. I was the one trapped in it. Now, I could say that this is drawing a parallel to Tsukihi's situation, because if you think about it, she also talked about how she's a phoenix, this and that. She was over analyzing her situation. So she says the same thing. I think it's you can draw a parallel here, because now here she says as well, I was got too much into it. It was just so simple. So it was me who made this overly complicated. So I guess you could say that it's a similar thing with Tsukihi as well. She was obviously over analyzing her situation and everything. Maybe it's just so simple that she's just a girl who, yeah, I was the one who was trapped into it. Okay. Yeah, and Mayuri says that I'm a god receding here. I need to do something about this situation. I couldn't overlook this crisis of my friend. So I came to assist you. Anyway, so they decided they won't mention this to Araragi. And they're like, alright, let's go back. So Hachikuji went back to her shrine. Ononoki starts carrying Tsukihi, brings her to her house. But while walking, she's like, I'm not going to mention this to anyone, even Gayan and all that, or Kaganui, or the specialist, because, as she says, where's that part? Okay, this part. For a specialist, this incident alone is enough for the Shidano bird to be designated as harmful. Yeah. And it wouldn't be a surprise if for a squad of suppression and eradication to kick into motion. It'll be first one since Kiss shot Acerula Arena Heart Underblade in her prime. Yeah, great manhunt. And she makes another wordplay joke here. Otorimono, Phoenix type, and manhunt, both of them. But however, I didn't report to Guy and Miss Guy as such because of a logical reason. Obviously, she doesn't explain it here, but later on she kind of explains why she didn't explain it. Because as she says, I found another reason why I want to observe her. So she puts balm on her hand. Suki is sleeping, and she again goes back to her doll-like position. So here it is revealed why she didn't report it to Kaganui. It's because next day Suki gets up, sees everything, and again starts pulling her hair and everything, and she's forgotten everything that has happened and all that. So Onoki's explanation is trauma. Obviously, since it's a wound in the heart, Phoenix being a phoenix, it heals everything, every kind of wound. So she never, she's forgotten that. Here we go. Events of her past become after effects, engraving themselves deep into personality's core, and the phoenix heals that. Now, I was going to say here, wait, so is this going to bring out some kind of a split personality or anything? But no, that's not going to happen. Because, obviously, if someone engraves something in there deep into their heart, there is a huge possibility of that branching off into a split personality. To protect oneself, the mind creates another personality and dumps it all to the other, and the main personality is all okay. And that is an escape mechanism, a protection mechanism, a defense mechanism. However, none of that will happen here anyway at any cost, because the phoenix heals it. So there's no reason for any type of thing like that. And that's also the reason why she never learns from a mistake, because all the things that she get from making a mistake, she never reaps the the consequences, because it gets healed. So she never learns, and she's just an overgrown kid with a huge sense of curiosity, who doesn't have any sense of any sense of danger, because she's never even learned from danger, because the phoenix heals it, and that's what she explains here. He says here, and that is why Suki Aragi lives today with vigor and spirit. That is exactly why Suki Aragi, no matter how much time passes, lacks the ability to learn, and is extreme, and it is exhaustingly repetitive. No matter how much time passes, she barely manages to fail, and these failures are deposed only to those around her. Yeah, everyone else has to reap all the consequences. She never remembers that, but everyone else gets into it and gets so that's why she was saying she's like a point of craziness, and surrounding her, all the craziness happens, and everyone gets used falls into it, but she never learns from that, and this gets accumulated. Again, no matter how much time passes, she barely manages to fail, and those failures are deposed only to those around her. They are deposed, they are accumulated, and becomes a new kindling, and it continues as a repeat, like a phoenix. It flies up from the burnt field without fouling the area around her, and lives an eternal life from the beginning. How terrifying. And she forgot everything, all about the failures of her as well. So Oronoki's like, let me eat ice cream again. And Aragi brought all of these to me. Oninoni-chan brought all of these to me. I've kept all of these stock of ice cream with me. Let me eat it. And Suki comes back again. And Suki's like, oh my god! my plushie is eating my ice cream. And Oronoki's like, oh god. Part 2 of being a Mahou Shoujo. And that's where it ended. Fantastic episode. Yeah, that was amazing. I loved it. Yes, let's go. Let's see what she does next. So yeah, if you've understood, if you've realized, these reactions will be big, because there's so much to discuss about Monogatari. I'm literally talking 1 hour about this, and I feel like this is going to be happening from here onwards. So yeah, these episodes will be way bigger than my normal anime reactions, because there's so many things to discuss, there's so many things to dissect and talk about, and I feel like I can still talk more about this episode, but I'm not going to do it. It's going to make this just too big, and yeah. Anyways, that is it. That was my reaction to the first episode of Monogatari, Off and Monster Season, Oroka Monogatari, episode 1. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Monogatari. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.